We're here today to announce an important arrest and seizure of guns and other contraband in the town of Cheektowaga. Here with Commissioner of the Buffalo Police Department, Gramaglia, and the Chief of Narcotics and Investigations for the Erie County Sheriff's Department, Granville, who is representing Sheriff Garcia today. I also want to recognize that the Buffalo Police, the Erie County Sheriff's Department worked very closely together with the ATF. I also want to recognize the presence of Deputy Police Commissioner Wright, who is with us as well. Just one day after lawmakers in Washington announced a plan for gun safety measures for our country, this morning the Buffalo Police Department, the Erie County Sheriff's Department, and the ATF conducted a search warrant in the town of Cheektowaga. At that address in Cheektowaga, authorities took into custody an individual with the nickname Gunsmith. This individual was buying guns and other weapons and selling them on the streets of Buffalo and conceivably throughout Western New York. At this location this morning in Cheektowaga, police recovered a number of guns, including an AR-15, thousands of rounds of ammunition, kits to make ghost guns, and even high-level body armor, in addition to drugs. Almost 1 month after the mass shooting in Buffalo, today's search warrant and the weapons recovered is chilling. It is a chilling reminder that we as a community and as a country have a long way to go as it relates to gun safety and being safe from illegal weapons that are on our streets. But today's search warrant and seizure of weapons will go a long way to making the streets of Buffalo and Western New York safer. It's my pleasure at this time to introduce Commissioner Gramaglia for his comments.
Thank you, Mayor. So at approximately 8:30 this morning on Claudette Court in the town of Cheektowaga, Buffalo Police Intelligence Detectives, Erie County Sheriff's SWAT team, and assisted with a close working relationship with the ATF as well, conducted a search warrant where what you see on the table here was the result of that search warrant. We see this time and time and again. Guns are on our streets. This is what feeds the everyday gun violence that we see in our communities across America, not just in Buffalo. You have an individual who is buying ghost gun kits. Legally, you can buy these ghost gun kits. You spend about 30 minutes assembling these kits and making them into an operational firearm and then selling them in our community, which feeds the gun violence, which feeds further gun crimes. These guns that are already out in circulation are going to be involved in shootings if they have not been already, future shootings, robberies, and other crimes. The time to crime when a gun goes out is about 10 years. It's the average time that the police departments in New York will seize a gun that has been initially traced back. The problem with these guns is we can't trace them because they are ghost guns. They do not have serial numbers stamped on them, and that's a real problem. This individual is a high-level gun dealer who has been implicated in selling dozens and dozens and dozens of guns. This was a short-term investigation that everyone you see before you operated very quickly on and was able to get this arrest. We're very pleased to announce this arrest. There's a significant amount of ammunition, cash, and some drugs that were also seized in this. So we're very pleased with the collaborative working relationship that we have and take this amount of guns off the street. We're going to continue to do this on a daily basis. As you've heard with these organizations that we work with, including the FBI's, that we have short, middle, and long-range goals, and this was one of those short terms that we definitely got a benefit out of. Thank you, and we'll take any questions. We'll take any questions.
What do you see as the solutions to the ghost gun law?
I think the ghost gun business needs to be put out of business. You've got guns, you've got a manufacturer that is selling these parts and selling them legally because They're getting out from under the definition of a gun, which is less than 80% assembled, and these ghost guns are being used time and time and time again. We're recovering them at an alarming pace. We had a 1,300% increase in 2020 compared to 2021 on the amount of ghost guns that we took in. We took in 70 ghost guns compared to 5. One other thing that was very shocking with these ghost guns that we learned at a meeting last week is that when these ghost guns are being assembled, they're not always assembled correctly, and the Erie County Central Police Services Lab that test fires these guns has seen about a half a dozen of them just in recent times that are firing full auto. So when they're in there and they're test firing these guns so that they can get the NIBIN shell casing to submit to NIBIN so they can track where other crimes, these guns have been used in other crimes, they're finding that some of these guns are firing fully automatic. So now you have the problem with extended magazines where individuals are getting long stick magazines and drum magazines, and these guns are firing full out auto. They've also got switches that are being sold that go on the back of a Glock, and they are turning Glock handguns into fully automatic. So that is alarming in itself, but now when you have a ghost gun that's not being assembled correctly and firing full auto, that's a real problem itself.
About how long has this individual been operating this kind of product?
That's something we're looking into. We're looking at kits that he's had mailed to him, so the investigation is still ongoing on how long he's been in business. But when they buy these guns, when they get all the parts to assemble them, you're looking at roughly a $500 to $600 investment, and they're selling these guns for as much as $2,000 on the street. So for about 30 minutes worth of work, that's a pretty nice profit margin. They're definitely taking advantage of loopholes.
This type of body armor, is this legal? Are we going for the New York State legislation?
It was, yeah, it was, and this is the kind of body armor that we in the police department would wear. But here you have an accused felon gun trafficker that just bought what appears to be a brand new body armor kit. And why is he getting this? What does he plan on using it for?
It was within the last few months that we had a very similar press conference like this here. Is this, how big of a problem is this moving forward?
Guns are a significant problem in our community. And I'm talking about the legal guns. I'm talking about the illegal guns. The guns like ghost guns, the guns that get in the hands of people who are prohibited from having them, using them illegally without a pistol permit. That continues to be a problem. I certainly support people with their obtaining guns through legal measures, going through the steps to obtain them. But those aren't the guns we're talking about. We're talking about guns that are illegally possessed, guns that are stolen because they are not safely stored, locked, secured, and then wind up out in the criminal world, and that's the problem we're talking about. It's a big problem. We're taking guns off the streets every day in the city of Buffalo and in communities across America. It did. Our intelligence detectives. This is not uncommon. Other police agencies working their investigations will uncover crimes that will lead them to a search warrant in another jurisdiction. Cheektowaga was involved in the execution of this search warrant, but it's not uncommon that at times search warrants will take us outside of our geographic boundaries.
So there were crimes that were committed inside the city that led to Cheektowaga.
I won't get into what got us onto this, but information came to our intelligence detectives who are, their number one sole purpose is guns, guns, guns. And that led them to a search warrant, which led them to the address in Cheektowaga. Our revised search warrant policy puts a lot of layers of supervision over these, and we do an extensive amount of work to make sure that we're at the right address at the right time in doing these warrants so that we have success.
What type of people do you find purchasing these type of guns illegally? It's not your collector, obviously.
No, these are people that are going out to get guns so they can get involved in crimes. And they're out there, unfortunately, they're shooting people. Like I said, we're turning up ghost guns every day.
Commissioner, the name of the suspect and the charges?
So, Stephen Salerno Sanchez, a 22-year-old male out of the town of Cheektowaga on the Claudette Court. He's being charged with criminal possession of a weapon, a C violent felony, He's got several counts of that. Also another count of criminal possession of a weapon, a lower count, e-felony, and then a misdemeanor drug charges.
A 22-year-old kid doing all of this, do you have the sense that there is somebody nameless and faceless behind him that put this kid out there?
We'll continue to look into that. Like I said, the investigation is going to be ongoing, but it's a very profitable business, and he's legally purchasing ghost gun kits, and as you can see in all the red boxes down there, this is how they come. And they're getting them delivered right to their house, and then they order other parts, and about a half an hour they put them together. That's a real problem.
What's it cost to buy one?
In total, you're looking, when you get the ghost gun kit, you get the barrel, the slide, you're looking anywhere from $500 to $600 total, and they're going $1,500 to $2,000 on the street. Depends on how desperate somebody is and how much they're willing to pay for a gun. So, like I said, you're looking at a $1,000, $1,500 profit for about a half an hour's work. Yes.
Anyone else?
All right. Thank you.